All right. Action Impact number 18 is games. It's been like 5 days since I've recorded one of these, and my Wi Fi connection was playing games with me. I think I was too busy living and forgot to get back to this and reflect a little bit. But games. Um, Good, bad, bored, fun. There's tons of games. I really try to take every opportunity I can to play a game or kind of have a competition there. Obviously, you gotta kind of ring that back in. Everything can't be a game, and um, it kind of gets weird if you're always trying to make something more enticing or incentivize them. There's a fine line or a balance there, and that's kind of what I'm going to talk to you about a little today. And with games, there's always expectations and rules, and sometimes those are harder to meet than others. I know I've played several games where we'll just like mark out a rule because it makes the game take forever or just doesn't jive right. It's not smooth. So um, playing with expectations and rules is important. Without those guidelines, you really won't have a format or you won't have the structure in order to find a winner. When I look at what games do and why, I'm looking at like you know some games take a lot of focus. Uh, there's a couple where it's if you stop to check your phone, then you got to ask whose turn it is, or which color am I, or is it my turn yet? That's the same thing, but I hope you get what I mean by that. And um, then there's other that are more of like lack of focus. You play the game to get your mind off of something else. I know I use that to my advantage as much as possible. If I'm having a stressful day or something's on my mind, that's when I'm gonna go play maybe a round of golf or disc golf, or there's several games that I really enjoy and several hobbies that you can make into a game. Um, I like games a lot because they teach you about your attention span. I think some games are really cool too because um, they kind of complement whatever else is going on. I'd say the thing that I like the least about games is how sometimes they can be like very time consuming. And a lot of times I find myself like, hey, just get to the point, right? No reason to read all the directions word for word. Just tell me the gist of it. I find myself in that mindset a good bit. Um, when I look at playing games with others, you really kind of have two types of people. Um, you have the ones that are just like playing to play. It's like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm in. Like, count me in, I'll play. And then you have the others that are like playing to win, or they have, maybe something's like riding on the line. Um, Maybe they're incentivized to play. I know that helps play to win, but uh, like your pride, I think is something really interesting that comes into playing to win. And one thing that I've really noticed after I wrote this down and have just been thinking about it is um, be careful playing looking for a response. Um, you really got to want it for yourself. If you're doing it so other people see you, that enjoyment is short term. And if you don't necessarily make it to the finish line, um, it gets a lot harder because you weren't necessarily doing it for you, you were doing it for someone else. And what's funny about that is a lot of times you won't make it to the finish line because right about the time it gets really tough, or um, you're like having to push through, you'll just say, let's do something else. Uh, I've seen that relevant a lot here lately, but when it comes to little stuff like board games and, like riding in the car and like the sign game and stuff like that, um, it's neat how they're able to pass the time and kind of get your mind off of it. When you have a kid in the back seat and they're like, "Are you there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" Uh, just incorporating a game will really help that out, and uh, I think that could be used in other aspects of our life, but got to figure that out still. When I look at someone who's more playing to win, or they're playing to get better, when things don't go their way, or maybe they have an embarrassing shot, or uh, they got confused and they're starting to get like red in the face, or kind of like reserved. I look at someone who's playing to win, and they're already thinking about the next play, and they're thinking about the next shot, and they're not so caught up on the current circumstance. And uh, it'll spare you the embarrassment if you just realize why you're doing it, what you like about it, and what you can improve on. I think those are all really important when thinking about the next shot and how you can improve, versus, oh no, what does everybody else think about me? In the social media world, and just everything in general, how we're connected, it seems like we're putting a lot of stock on what other people think about me, or what are others going to think about me sucking at bowling, or um, I really am terrible at card games. What, like, am I going to fit in? It seems like every time I play poker, I'm just setting my money on fire. So I have to make a decision there. As am I playing just to play, or am I going to try to figure this out, and or just play to have fun? I think that's important too. Two things I would definitely want to talk about is being a tryhard. This is this is hilarious. You see this, I'd say, you know, there's always that one friend. I'd say that's a tryhard, and what does that mean, right? Like when I look like a try, or when I look like a tryhard, when I look at someone being a tryhard, it's not putting like all their effort into it. That doesn't have anything to do with it. That's playing to win. Um, but when you're playing and you're willing to set your morals aside, and you're willing to step on someone else for your benefit, that's what I call a tryhard. A lot of times, if you're trash talking, or just trying to get in someone's head just to win, um, you're a tryhard. That I understand shooting the bull, giving somebody a little BS is okay, but if you're trying to manipulate them in order for you to win, sorry, you're a tryhard. The other thing I want to talk about with games is a sore loser. I think a sore loser is in a play to win mentality, but they also forget to have fun. You got to remember enjoying the journey, and then the win is a reward at the end. Um, if you just get so caught up in the W and you forget about all the things that you enjoyed during the game, or um, that different aspects of the sport you're playing, it will make you a sore loser. I think the other thing is having respect for the people that beat you and just being able to swallow that pill. I think the easiest way to do that is, uh, hey, I'll get you next time, right? Because that means, you know, obviously you're going to play again, right? Because you enjoyed it. And I'm going to do better next time. That's kind of what we're all hoping for there. So that'll kind of help you get out of the sore loser mentality of, ah, oh, man, well, I'll get you next time. Versus, no, dude, you definitely stepped over the line. I, as I'm talking about this, I'm just having these thoughts come in my brain of different times where uh, I've been playing like a fun game and then it just gets ruined by someone who's either a try hard or a sore loser. And that's why I'm making this impact. Another thing that's interesting is when someone checks out of a game, um, maybe it's, something long like, let's say Monopoly or, oh gosh, that's the only thing that comes to mind right now. But like throwing the game because you're ready for it to end, I think that is a version of being a sore loser, of where you just start to expedite the process just because it sucks to lose. All right, so the last thing is some games involve luck, some games involve skill. My favorite involve a little bit of both. When I was doing research and talking to a couple of my friends about this, I found out you can't lose the game of chess by luck. Uh, Kind of blew me away when I thought about that because if you've ever played chess before, right before you obviously beat someone, you have to put them in check. So there's no luck in chess. I don't know what that's worth, but it just kind of blew me away when I started thinking about that. And I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote: action impact on games. If you win, oh, I completely screwed it up. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Get excited.